Hi, in this video I'll be sharing with you the Trendline Trading Strategy and your entry confirmation that you need in order to make your trade entry. So looking at my chart, first, how do we connect our trend line? For you to connect your trend line effectively, you will need, in a downtrend, which is what we are having, you will need a two structural point, which is a lower high and another lower high. So this point can be termed as point A and point B. So once you have your point A and you have your point B, you can then effectively connect your trend line. So this is our point A and this is our point B. So what do? We carefully connect our trend line to these 2 points. So, and that is why I carefully picked up my trend line, just as you can see, and I've connected it to this point. Now, if you don't know how to get your trend line, just tap anywhere on your screen and you'll realize that this icon here will pop up. So once it popped up, you tapped on it. Then you have, these are the list of tools. Now, if you can't find it, you click on this plus sign, right? So I'm going to click on it. So when you tap on this plus sign, you will begin to see several things that you need. What are those things that you need? So you begin to see their list. You can see vertical line, horizontal line, trend line. So what you will do, you tap on the trend line. Then you can come to anywhere on your screen and place it. So you can see it. So I just draw it on my screen. You connect it to your first 2 points. So I've successfully connected to what? Because then we are only having 2 points. This point 1 and this point 2. So you connect your trend line to this point 1 and the point 2. Then you wait patiently for it. As you are waiting, what is the next thing that will follow? You are waiting for the third touch. So this is the third touch. So your entry is going to be on the third touch. So this third entry is, this third point is where your entry lies. Okay? So you will need a lot of patience for you to wait. You can see that this first point, this second point, this happened at the big club opening of this day. So you have to wait for that whole day, more than a day, for price to get to your point 3, which is your point of entry. So now that price has come back to retest this line, price can at times break out of this line. What that implies is that you are going to consider this line as a zone, not just a thin line. There are scenarios where price will not touch this line. Price can choose to come to this point and reverses back. Price can choose to close above it here and return back and close inside. So you need to have that in mind. So what is the next thing you need to do? Simple. Price came close to that zone. Price retest that zone. Okay? And when price retest this zone, another thing you need to take note of is that price can choose to break above this zone here. But provided price did not close above this high, remember, this high was a structural point. So since price did not close above this high, you are still in that same downtrend. So price can choose to break to this point before it will now continue back to the downside. So, and that is why our stop loss is above that particular high. So you can see how it is playing out beautifully well. So once I get to your line, you now need an entry confirmation. So for us, in this entry was a bearish pin bar. You can call it a pin bar, you can call it a hammer. So the only 2 entry confirmation you will be needing is either you get a pin bar or you get an engulfing candle pattern. So you can see that we had this rejection, another rejection, another rejection, and we have to come into this trade. And then you can see how the trade is playing out beautifully well. So this is how it works. Very much effective, simple, and straightforward. And I believe you have gained value. Do not forget to like, to share, subscribe, and turn on your notification so you'll be the first to get notified when we upload our next video.